Let's get this squared away. All right. Welcome. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good night. Good morning. Wherever you may be. This is your boy, Heaven Hollywood, and welcome to Change the Narrative. Change the Narrative is going to be the new podcast where we let you in on some more open minded takes, different from the takes that you've been hearing on all of the YouTubes and reading on all the blogs. It's going to be different from the people who want to push a certain narrative just because it's trending or just because it's the popular opinion. We're going to have you open your mind and just maybe in the few minutes that we're going to spend with you, if you're objective enough and you like to think outside the box and you like to be a leader and not a follower, maybe, just maybe, you'll see things a little different. Let's begin, shall we? Today we're going to talk about the artist, actress, rapper, model, influencer, Saweetie. And just a little backstory for everyone that does not know. I'm going to be sharing my screen here shortly. Diamante Quevia Valentine Harper, known professionally as Saweetie, is an American rapper. After release her debut single Icy Girl in 2018, she was signed to her then manager Max Goose's record label Artistry Worldwide, which is a subsidiary of Warner Records. Okay, she has since then went on to be managed by Urban Azor's management company. Saweetie released her debut extended play High Maintenance in 2018. Her second EP, Icy, was released in March 2019 and spawned the top 40 single My Type. Her debut album, Pretty Bitch Music, is scheduled to be released in 2022 and was preceded by the singles Tapped In and Best Friend featuring Doja Cat, both of which reached the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2021. She received two nominations for the 64th Annual Grammy Awards, including one for Best New Artist. So, in case you have no idea what Saweetie looks like, all right, let's do that. Okay, okay. And that is Saweetie, very beautiful woman, all right? Um, very attractive. She's college educated, all right? And she seemingly has very quickly learned her way around the entertainment business. Now, of course, she does have entertainment in her bloodline. She is the niece of famous 80s rapper MC Hammer. She's also the cousin of actress Gabrielle Union. Willie Harper was her grandfather. He is a former middle linebacker. He played for the San Francisco 49ers. And Zaytoven, who is a American trap music record producer, is also her cousin. Sweetie, if you take a look at her awards and nominations, she's won 3 awards. She won the Best New Artist in MTV Europe Music Awards. She also won Hustle of the Year at the BET Hip Hop Awards. And she also won the MTV Video Music Award for Best Art Direction for Best Friend, the song featuring Doja Cat. So, why did we decide to use Sweetie in the first episode of Change the Narrative? Because there is a narrative going around that you hear a lot of YouTubers and bloggers and or website owners, and then it of course trickles down to the fans on social media that Sweetie is not talented. Sweetie can't rap. Sweetie doesn't write her own music. And I've even heard some people say that Sweetie is nothing more than a gold digging fake rapper that benefits from pretty privilege and needs to give up music and just model. That's the narrative going on that a lot of people have now latched onto because you see more and more people saying it. Now, I'm going to let people know where I believe, let people know what I think about when this narrative started to form. Sweetie put out the record Just My Type, and it was very popular in the clubs. I mean, that record still goes in the club today if you play it. She also put out the record Tapped In, which also is a club banger. Okay. Now, Sweetie, got mostly known as, they call her the Icy Princess, Icy Bay, right? And she got mostly known for the project High Maintenance, right? She started posting little short raps on her Instagram way back in 2012. And then there was a video of her rapping over the beat from Kia's My Neck, My Back. And that song, that song eventually became Icy Girl. Then the song was released on her SoundCloud in the summer of 2017. So she's been working at this music thing since around 2012. All right. That video went viral. It occurred 100 million views on YouTube. That was as of um, June 2020. So it's more than 100 million views now. So Saweetie's not someone who just popped up and decided, I'm going to rap because it's popular. She's been working at getting put on as a rapper since 2012. She also, within that time, um, earned her BA, Bachelor of Arts in Communications. And then once she graduated, that's when she really started focusing on music. She's been writing music and lyrics since the age of 13. So for all the people who says she doesn't write her own music. Now, I believe most of this narrative started with Sweetie when she did the interview on Justin LeBoy's show. when she did the interview with Justin LeBoy's show, is when I believe a lot of this narrative started with Sweetie. Because then people started to say, oh, she's just a gold digger. And some of the females that was rocking with Sweetie, it started to, you know, deter them the wrong way. Most of it were men because it would what she said really was a knock to the men. She basically was saying she is going to get hers, and she had talked about a boyfriend, an ex boyfriend, who was paying so much money to forgive him that he put enough money in her account to buy property. Now, and people started saying, "Wait a minute, who could she be talking about?" And everyone figured out or started alligating that it was about Quavo from the Migos. So a lot of people, the Migos, do have a lot of fans, right? And especially the guys kind of got turned off from Sweetie, right? So I believe that's really when it started. Okay. Now, of course, everyone has seen that footage or what have you, so no need for me to bring it up. Then, when the footage of Sweetie and Quavo arguing in the elevator came out, um, more people started to turn on Sweetie. They were saying that she was trying to take off with, his Fortnite, system, and he really didn't put hands on her, because all he did was try to get the box away from her. So more people, I believe, started to turn on her then as well. Now, then all of a sudden, there was some people, of course, who said she wasn't a good rapper before then. But then even more people took that and they let their personal feelings for her change anything.
Sweetie broke up over cheating, but with this
Change any sort of sorry about that, guys. Change any um, you know, sort of good feeling that they may have had about her. People started taking what she was saying and what they were seeing, they started taking it personal like it was happening to them. So then a lot of women, even watching Quavo put all of his body weight on her, right? Put all of his body weight on her. A lot, even though people saw that, a lot of people still took Quavo's side, right? And again, of course, they broke up, and Quavo embarrassed Sweetie by saying he's taking back his Bentley and what have you. So again, a lot of people started changing their feeling about Sweetie. And you start hearing more and more people saying, hey, she can't rap. Hey, She sucks. Now, as Sweetie started to put out records, the narrative started changing to how bad of a rapper she was. Then every performance that she did, people were judging her performances, saying she's a terrible performer, she's a terrible dancer, right? She should give up music. She should just model, be an Instagram model. She'll be more successful. So, what I want to do today is change the narrative on Sweetie. Sweetie happens to be one of the people that I said in 2020 was one of the artists to look out for. When I did my video, and you can check it out, I did my video that said the 7 female rappers to watch out for in 2021. And I named my 7 female rappers. All of those females put out hit records that year. My main 3 that I said to watch was going to be actually in 2020. I said Megan Thee Stallion. 2021, I said watch Sweetie, Doja Cat, and Tay Money. I called that back in 2020. But now people today, they get a kick out of judging Sweetie, making fun of her, talking about she can't rap, talking about she can't dance, talking about she has no talent. When she's actually trained on the piano to play the piano, she actually plays the piano very well. A lot of people don't know that. She can also play the keyboard, and she can also play the guitar. A lot of people don't know that either. So, Sweetie is talented. But because people like to hear the insults and they like to hear, oh, she's only successful because she's pretty. She has pretty privilege. Well, let's find out about pretty privilege. People like to say she's only successful because she has pretty privilege. What exactly is pretty privilege? Let's look that up. Let's see if we can get a definition on pretty privilege. So, what is pretty privilege? I click on it and it says, hold on. Is pretty privilege actually a thing? We're still talking about it. Here's why. Pretty privilege or beauty bias is real, but can it be unlearned? Here's everything you need to know about the topic we seemingly can't get enough of. The term pretty privilege has been bandied around for a while now, but has come back into the light recently, and here's why. So I'm going to assume uh, that pretty privilege works on the principle that people who are deemed more attractive based on societal beauty standards have an upper hand in the world and are afforded many opportunities that regular folks don't have. All right. That's what the definition of pretty privilege is. It's not often that we are willing to admit it or even talk about it, especially if we're on the receiving end of its benefits. So a lot of people say that Saweetie is only successful because of pretty privilege. Now, we're going to change the narrative. That's the narrative that they're speaking. We're going to change the narrative on that. Um, would you consider the rapper, let's say, let's take a rapper, let's take Dream Doll, all right? If you've never seen Dream Doll, Dream Doll is a rapper, you know, I guess you can call her a underground rapper or a whatever you want to call an Instagram rapper, all right? But Dream Doll is someone who is very attractive. She's a very attractive rapper, at least to me. Dream Doll's very attractive. And Dream Doll, I like her rap skills as well. All right? So let's pop up a picture of Dream Doll. Um, I'm sure most people think, you can see these pictures, most people think that Dream Doll is attractive. But and most people think that Dream Doll can rap. So why isn't Dream Doll one of the top rappers? I mean, she's pretty, right? She's got a nice body, whether it's enhanced or not, and she's a pretty decent rapper. So why hasn't Dream Doll been able to enjoy the success that someone like a Saweetie has enjoyed? Why is that? She's pretty, isn't she? You guys say that pretty privilege is a thing, so is pretty privilege a thing, but it's biased to only some of the pretty girls? Do- does success only come to some of the pretty girls? A lot of people say Asian doll is pretty, right? A lot of people say Asian doll's pretty. I see a lot of people who say that. Oh, Asian doll is beautiful. They like to say. Here's Asian doll, pretty attractive girl, beautiful eyes, you know, beautiful skin. She's a pretty girl. Do you stream Asian doll's music because she's pretty? Because that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. You said pretty privilege. So that means as long as they're pretty, you'll stream their music, right? Right? Hmm. I guess not. So if Dream Doll and Asian Doll, right? If they do not have the success that Sweetie has, well, I guess that pretty much says that it's just not pretty privilege. That can't be the only reason. So we've gotten rid of that narrative. Let's get rid of that narrative because it doesn't make sense, right? Now, let's go with the narrative that Sweetie records all suck. They're not successful because she doesn't have a number one, right? She doesn't have a number one record. And even though Best Friend, which is Saweetie's record featuring Doja Cat, right? Even though that record is streamed over 264 million times on Spotify alone, even though Sweetie has, let's see, what does Sweetie have? 15 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Just in case you think that I'm lying, let's see. Sweetie. So let's see. We'll say Sweetie, Spotify, right? And there it says monthly listeners is 15.7 million monthly listeners. So 15 million people, closing in on 16 million people listen to Sweetie every month, right? I believe streams are what, 9 cents a stream? An artist probably will get half of that, 20% of it, depending on their deal and depending on if they have writing credits on the record. So let's just say on average, out of the 9 cents per stream, let's say Sweetie received 2.5 cents per stream. In May, right, of 2021, she passed a billion streams. A billion. She's now closing in, or she may be past 2 billion streams for her career. 2 billion streams of all her records over all platforms, right? Just in case you think I'm lying. Let's see here. There was an article here back in May of 2021. If you're looking at the screen, you should be able to see it. Right. And that article says Sweetie jumps over 1 billion streams on Spotify as a main artist. So that was in May. And now I hear she's now over 2 billion streams. If you were not aware, did you know that Sweetie has yet to put out her first album? So she became the first female rapper, right, to get a billion streams before they put out their first album. No other female rapper has done that. No other female rapper has ever done that. If this was anybody else other than Sweetie, if I told you Doja Cat had a billion streams before her first album came out, you would be going crazy, wouldn't you? Oh my God, Doja Cat. She's the first to ever do it. If I told you Cardi B had a billion streams before her first album come out, what would y'all be saying? Oh my God, Barty, Cardi B's that girl. She's dominating rap. She's had over a billion streams before she even put out first album. You would all be saying that. But when it's Sweetie, when she has the success of Best Friend, what do people say? Oh, that's only because of Doja Cat. They try to take away Sweetie's credit and say, well, that's only because of Doja Cat. No, no, Whose song is it? It's Sweetie's song. Best Friend is not Doja Cat's song. It's Sweetie's song. You can't take the credit from Sweetie, but then go and give Nicki Minaj credit on her collabos that went number one, both of them. Give Cardi B credit on WAP and I Like It when they went number one, and Girls when they were number one, because they were collabos as well. You can't then give Megan Thee Stallion credit for going number one with Savage and WAP when they were collaborations. But then when Saweetie is a successful record, you say, "Oh, but that's only because of Doja Cat." Mm-mm, can't do that. Saweetie needs to give up music. Is the cry? Is the narrative? Because bloggers say so and YouTubers say so. The YouTubers that have already proven that they don't like Saweetie for personal reasons. But I will give you this. Let's change the narrative because we just changed the narrative on her records aren't successful. I just proved to you that her records are successful and she's successful as an artist. So let's get rid of that narrative. Okay? And I'm doing this to you with receipts and facts. Okay? Sweetie is the fourth because regardless of what people say, Doja Cat to me is not a rapper. She's a pop star who knows how to rap. Her own team said she's not a rapper and they don't want her to be known as a rapper. So if Doja Cat's own team says she's not a rapper, I'm going to take their word for it. Okay? So with that being said, and Doja Cat's not a rapper, in my opinion, Saweetie was the fourth most streamed female rapper last year, right? She's the fourth most streamed female rapper. The only people that stream more than Saweetie are the ones that we call the big dogs: Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B. And why is this important, Heaven? Because for people to say Sweetie should give up, think about the job that you have. Think about the job you have. I want you to think of it, think outside the box, and let me rap to you for a minute and put this into perspective. You're on a job. Just think about the job that you work at. People that work inside a post office, people that work inside a call center. Sometimes you work in a call center, it could be 50, 75, or 100 agents, right? How many female rappers are there that puts out music yearly? There's a lot of them, right? How many female rappers last year put out music? A lot of them, right? Sweetie was the fourth most streamed female rapper. Think about your job that you work, and they come and tell you when it's time for your progress report or your review, and they say, "Hey, Out of all the agents, out of the 75 agents in the office, you were ranked four. Would you hear that and say, oh man, four? I'm terrible at this. Or would you say, wow, that's pretty good. I'm pretty good at this. I need to continue. I need to keep going because I can get better. Do you think four, only three other people did better than you in your field? Would you Do you think someone would tell you, "Oh no, you came in fourth? Nah, nah, you suck. You need to give up customer service." How would you like to finish fourth in your field? Sweetie, in the field of female rap, finished fourth. She finished fourth. Only three female rappers streamed more than Sweetie. And she should give up rap? She should give up music and model? If you're going to tell me that only Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion, those are the three big dogs in female rap. And even if you threw Doja Cat in there, let's for all the people who say Doja Cat's a rapper. So then she was the fifth highest streamed female rapper with only those four Grammy nominated and highly glamorized rappers streamed more than Saweetie, and she doesn't even have an album out. So if you're going to say she needs to give up music because she's not successful, because the only thing you're concentrating on is she doesn't have any number ones, she's not charting. She's not charting, so she's not successful. But she does chart, but you want to throw those out. You want to act as though when someone else charts and they chart at 30 or they chart at 50, like I said, if they have a hot 100 list for a reason. If your chart on the hot 100, you're considered a charted hit. She has songs that's been on the hot 100. She has successful videos. She just this week put out the hottest song of the week, and she's doing all of these things. She's nominated for awards. She's doing all these things without an album out. And you people want to follow the narrative that people are building that she needs to quit when she was the fourth best in the entire world. The fourth. All of these females that you say rap better than her, the Bias of the world, the Dream Dolls of the world, the Young and Mays of the world, the Remy Ma of the world. Who else did they say? They always say Sweetie's the worst rapper. The what's the name? The Arnie Lennox of the world, the Rhapsodies of the world. None of them outstream Sweetie. The Mulattoes of the world. None of them outstream Sweetie. I don't see you telling them to give it up. The only thing that needs to be given up is this BS narrative that Sweetie needs to quit music. Sweetie is just beginning. Get used to her face. Get used to her face. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Thank you for tuning in to Change the Narrative. Next week we'll be back with episode 2. Everybody enjoy your nights, your day, or your morning, wherever you may be. God bless you.